Spanish says, good evening. Ambassador Peck, representative of the General Secretariat of Culture, fellow directors, assistant directors, distinguished guests, as well as friends and supporters of the Canadian Institute in Greece. Welcome to our annual meeting, open meeting. I will review the activities of the Institute over the past year and provide highlights of the interesting discoveries made in the field last summer by our archaeological projects. The invited lecture will follow, given by Dr. Zizis Bonias and Professor Jacques Perrault on their work at ancient Argos in Macedonia over the past 20 years. After their lecture, there will be a reception at the roof garden of the Swedish Institute nearby. I wish to thank in advance the generosity of the Canadian Embassy for hosting the reception. Just short of a year ago, the Institute held a well-attended colloquium in the memory of Professor Emeritus Frederick E. Ritter of the University of Toronto. The 23 participants explored aspects of the ancient built environment. Winter's interest in defensive fortification systems was well represented among the papers. His daughter Mary gave the attendees a heartfelt appraisal of her father and his work. The proceedings of the colloquium will be published next year in the Publications of the Canadian Institute in Greece series. The Canadian Ambassador to the Hellenic Republic, Robert Peck, is an active supporter of the Institute and its mission. To assist us in reaching a wider audience, both in Canada and elsewhere, he brought us together with Mr. Eduardo Moura of the Canadian corporation El Dorado Gold and its subsidiary, Fraser Gold Mining, to create a portal to the past. This portal will be an online digital archive of images and information concerning the Institute's fieldwork, research and archival collections, carried out since the first excavation at Castro Hostia in Boeotia in 1980. El Dorado Gold's generous donation supports this ongoing work. The interactive portal covering the Institute's 18 projects will be launched to the public in later October. After each field season, it will be updated as well as the material for older projects augmented on a regular basis. After toiling for 6 weeks in the trenches under the hot sun of Thessalia in eastern Boeotia, the excavation crews of the Castro Califea and the Elion excavations retreated to a Canadian-style pool party and BBQ at the residence of the Canadian ambassador in mid-July. It was a perfect chance for the students and staff of the two projects to compare notes and to rehydrate. As the Canadian cultural organization in town, Ambassador Peck ensures that all important visitors from Canada come to the Institute to learn more about us and our work in Greece. On a Monday evening in mid-September, we are honored by the visit of the Speaker of the Senate of Canada, the Honorable Noel A. Kinsella. Mr. Kinsella was in Greece on an official state visit. He was accompanied by the Honorable James S. Cohen, the leader of the opposition in the Senate from the Liberal Party. In support of the new organization in Athens, the Friends of Canada, the Institute hosted an art exhibition curated by Stephanie Sampson in late September to start off our fall season. Ambassador Peck was among the many individuals in attendance at the opening, which was part of the numerous events organized or supported by the Embassy to celebrate the 70th anniversary of the establishment of formal diplomatic relations between Canada and Greece in 1942. There is a brochure outside where you signed up. Please take it to learn more about Canadian-Greek relations over the years. Our annual program of events and lectures was full and varied. The lectures throughout the year were well attended and sparked stimulating discussions afterwards. Many of these people are in the audience. With the help of our energetic ICT volunteer Chris Stewart, these lectures are now live streamed by our website at the time of the lecture. And at this moment, out there in Cyberland, the open meeting, we hope, is being watched by others as well. Further, selected ones are available on our own YouTube channel for viewing on demand, and the open meeting lecture will be added to that collection shortly. With the help of the activities of the Institute in Athens are the product of the efforts and dedication of many individuals. Leading our team is Dr. Jonathan Tomlinson, who has now served as the capable and distinguished assistant director for 14 years. The Elizabeth Alfoldi Rosenbaum Fellow, Gina Conlas, soon to be a PhD candidate at the University of Alberta, enlivened the premises this year. We had the able assistance as well from 3 undergraduate interns, Laura Beaton from York University last summer, Rachel Dewan from Wilfrid Laurier University in the fall, and Alicia Adams from the University of Waterloo this winter. Chris Stewart was a regular presence too, as you've already seen. Oristin Senecia voithia que pluri synergesia metus synadelphus mas tis enecis grameteas politismu tu hyperdio perdias tri scathmaton politismu que afflictismu lenta iphen dinetoni iana pragmato piithi to programma ergesias perdiu que erat nuestro instituto to diotianas domica. Tus eperistume ferma que prospertume tin senecisitin synergias mazicus. Episis imaste hypocriomeni prosoros tus prospermenus et to prosopicoton diaphon efferent et in geneoderi voitiatus et in usiastiki styrisi tis eretnus ton melomas in perismeni chronia. Oristin voitiatus et in filia olenton alenon synadelphum to erednico programma tu instituto mas lenta eftene stin parusa in epitiki meni catastasi suspecteristume requinat vobis. As it should be clear by now, we wish to thank yet again with sincere gratitude as well the Canadian ambassador to the Hellenic Republic, Robert Peck, for his constant and enthusiastic support and his regular presence at our lectures and events. Now, moving from south to north, what follows are a brief synopsis of the results of the Institute's excavations in 2012 based on the director's reports. The projects covered temporarily the late Helladic 1, late Helladic 3B to C, Sub-Mycenaean, late Classical / late Archaic / Classical, and Hellenistic periods. The Eastern Boeotia Archaeological Project, or EBAP, a synergesia of the ninth effort of prehistoric and classical antiquities and the Canadian Institute in Greece, conducted excavations at the Acropolis of ancient Ilion within the village of Arma for 6 weeks in June and July 2012. The team worked in 3 areas of the project's property, covering portions of the northwest, the southwest, and the southeast quadrants. The results refine our knowledge of the Mycenaean occupation of Ilion, with substantial architecture spanning from late Helladic 3B and 3C, and a range of artifacts indicating a substantial post-palatial occupation. The palatial period remains come from a secondary level of settlement of Thebes identified as Ire Roni in the Linear Beak tablets. This seasonal work also adds an important new dimension to the site's history, with evidence for the reuse of earlier architecture in the Archaic and Classical periods, as well as cult activity associated with a monumental gateway that incorporated the site's prehistoric ruins. The exploration of the site's highest topographic area in the northwest has uncovered one corner of a major structure of the late Helladic 3B period, but the most significant deposits are from the 3C occupation directly above. One room contained a large ceramic basin on a conning set within the floor near a large hearth made of discarded tiles and sherds. You'll see on the bottom right. In addition, there was a group of vessels indicating dining activities. A cooking pot with rolled handles was found directly alongside a storage vessel, 2 jugs, 3 deep bowls. Further, 2 pilot keys were found broken within the basin. The objects were all preserved in the fiery destruction level from the 3C early period, which was characterized by dense deposits of ashy soil and charcoal. The destruction date is based on the shape and the decoration of the cavities and the bowls. The destruction level continues beyond this room, preserving in the area to its west a series of artifacts suggesting small-scale textile production.